Good morning. Today we're going to go over the study guide for the Unit 5 post test that you're going to be taking on Friday. Now, the two-page or the back-to-back page that you have in front of you is what we're going to work through in class today, and that's what you're going to take home to study. You are not going to turn it in at the end of math today. You are going to use it to study, and tomorrow on Friday, before you take your test, you're going to give me your study guide with your name on it, and that's going to be your grade for Thursday for your classwork that you did. I should see everything filled out. If I see just an answer and no explanation, I know that you are not following along and you have no credit. You're going to, after I read the problem, you're going to have 1 minute to write your explanation of what you think you're going to do to solve it or what you need to keep in mind as important information to be able to solve that. And then we'll discuss what you put down, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here's the first one. And I'm sure some of you already realized, where's R? So write this on your first item. What is the value of R? You've got two terms in a parentheses, a subtraction, and two more terms in a parentheses. So you're going to pause the video here. You're going to have 1 minute. What do you need to keep in mind to solve this? What do you need to do to get your answer? Pause here, check back in 1 minute. Ready? Go. Okay, so I'm sure you put down clear parentheses. This is order of operations. And we've got two sets of parentheses. We have to clear those, then subtract. Okay, so we're going to clear the parentheses. 35 plus 7. Well, that's 42. I'm going to bring down the subtraction sign. 9 subtract 2. Well, that's 7. Equals R. Now I'm going to subtract. 42 subtract 7. 35 equals R. And you needed to remember order of operations to be able to successfully complete that one. Okay, so you should have all of that written down. And now moving on to the second one. Let's move this down a little bit so we can see everything here. And actually, I'll move it so we can see 2 and 3. So now we have Susan has saved $45 to buy a new iPod, which costs $320. Help her to write an equation. That's what you need to do. Write an equation. If it's an equation, you know there's going to be an equal sign to figure out how much more she needs to save. She already has $45. We know the cost. How much more does she need to save? Pause the video here. Write down the important information and what you need to do to be able to write that equation to figure out how much more she needs. Pause here, 1 minute, and then check back in. Go. Okay, so we know that she has $45. So that's a plus for her. Okay. And we know the total cost is $320. Okay, if it's the total, that's going to be on one side of the equal sign. and we want to know how much more she needs to save. So she has 45. Altogether, it's going to be 320. So she needs 45 plus how much more money to equal 320? And that is your equation. 45 plus M equals 320. Now, let's look at 3. What is the value of the expression below R equals 5? What is the value of this expression? So pause the video here, take 1 minute, write down what you need to do, the important things you need to remember when you see an example like this. Ready? Go. Okay, so I have no doubt you put down replace R with 5 because that's the value of R. So every place where we see your variable, you're going to take it out and you're going to replace it with a 5. 2R means 2 times 5. Subtract, I've got parentheses, 5, you're taking out the R, replacing it with a 5, plus 7. Now, I have groupings here. I need to do that first. So I'm going to bring down 2 times 5, subtract, well, 5 plus 7 is 12. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 subtract 12. Well, we had one similar to that yesterday. And we talked about using a number line. If this is 10, you're subtracting, so you're going to move to the left. From 10 to 0 is 10 spaces. You need to go 12 spaces. So you need to go 2 spaces more. And when you go 2 spaces more, you're on -2. 10 subtract 12 is going to be -2. That's the value of that expression. So make sure that's everything that you included. Remember, you're supposed to be writing this during the 1 minute that the video is paused. It's not sit there for a minute and then when I come back, now you're going to take time and start writing. Okay, that's why I'm not waiting, because you should already have your notes jotted down. So now let's go to this one. Cindy saved $25. She bought a new DVD. I'm noticing they're not saying how much she spent for the DVD. She bought a new DVD and received $12 in change. How much was the DVD? Write a number sentence to see how to solve this. She had $25. She spent some amount and received $12 back. So how are you going to figure out what that amount was? Pause the video here, write down your important information and what you think that sentence is going to look like. Ready? Go. Okay, so again, I'm going to list, she has $25. That's how much she had with her when she went into the store. So we know she had 25. We don't know how much the DVD was, but I know that she got $12 back. So if I have $25, I spend some of it, I get $12 back. If I subtract 12 from the 25, that's going to give me the cost of the DVD. I'm putting M for money. You could put D for DVD or whatever you want for your variable, okay? But this is how much she had. this is how much she got back. The difference of those two is going to be how much she spent. So now let's go on to 5. What is the value of the following expression if D equals 12? Well, this is the same thing as number 3. So pause the video here. Notice I replaced D with 12 here. Pause the video here and write down what you need to do to be able to solve this. Come back in 1 minute. Ready? Go. Okay, so replace D with 12. And then use order of operations. Use gems. So I have 48 divided by, again, I have parentheses, 12 subtract 10. 48 divided by 12 subtract 10 is 2. And 2 goes into 48 24 times. Okay, and that's the value of that expression, 12. Okay, moving on. And we'll look at 6, 7, and 8. Which expression best describes the total distance, D, in miles Jake has run over a 6-month period? He's been running for 6 months. Well, not continuously. He's been running track for 6 months. If M equals the distance Jake ran in miles per month. So I know each month he runs a certain distance. And now we're going to figure out how we're going to write the expression. And it's saying which expression best describes. I'm not going to give you choices. You're going to write the expression for this situation. So pause the video here, 1 minute, and check back in. And we know D is going to equal distance. Okay, I also have 6 months that he's been running. And I want to know what that distance is over a 6-month period. If he ran, how many miles per month? So I want my distance. I know he's been running for 6 months. I don't know what that average per month is. But I know whatever that amount is, it's going to be times 6 for the 6 months. So distance is going to equal 6 times M, the distance he went per month. Okay, now we're looking at 7. Y equals 10. Again, you've got 2 variables. They're both Y. And in this section here, write down what it is that you need to remember to be able to successfully solve this. Pause the video here for a minute and then check back in. Ready? Go. Okay, so just like you did before, replace Y with 10. Okay, and 10 plus 5, and this is in parentheses, subtract 10 minus 2, and that's in parentheses. So you have to clear your parentheses first. 10 plus 5 is 15. Subtract 10, subtract 2 is 8. 15 subtract 8 is 7. Okay, now write an algebraic expression for the following. 12 increased by D. You're translating from English to algebra. Pause the video here, write down what you need to remember, and then check back in. Ready? Go. Okay, and increased means you're going to be adding. Okay, that's going to be the operation you're going to use. 12 increased by D. So I'm going to have D plus 12. Okay. And we have 2 more left. We have 9 and 10. And this is a minimum day. So if we finish a little early, read silently. If we don't quite get to the end, then for homework, try figuring out the rest of them. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Sue and Jane have been saving money to buy a new camera. Sue has 2 times more dollars than Jane. Write an expression to show how much money Sue has. So pause the video here and write down the important information that you need to remember. And then check back in 1 minute. Ready? Go. So we have 2 people, Sue and Jane. And we know that Sue has 2 times more dollars than Jane. So we're going to write an expression to show how much money Sue has. Well, her amount is 2 times more than Jane's dollars. Her dollars are twice Jane's. So I'm going to put 2 times J. But what if we said something like Sue has $2 more? So if it was $2 more than Jane, what would that look like? So not twice, but $2 more than. Okay, and we would have the $2 for Sue, and she has $2 more than Jane. Now, 10. June spent $75 on cookies. Let C represent the number of cookies she bought. So we don't know that number, but we know she spent $75. If each cookie costs the same amount, which expression, and again, you're going to write the expression, can be used to find cost per cookie? So pause the video here. Take 1 minute, write your important information, and then check back in. Okay, so we know she spent a total of $75. We know she bought some cookies. Okay, If each cookie cost the same amount, so I want to know what was the cost per cookie. Well, if I know the total amount, looks like a G, it's a CO. Okay. If I know the total amount and I want to know the cost per cookie, I'm going to have $75 divided by C. Okay, and then that's going to be the expression that I can use to help me find cost per cookie. Now, if there's still time, make sure that you have everything filled out. And if there's still time, you can read silently or you can go back and review your study guide. You are not talking. This is not sit there and chat with your partner. It's go back, make notes to yourself, what you feel comfortable with, what you still need to review, and what you need to look back over tonight and feel comfortable with. Okay? I will see you on Friday, and Friday will be your post-test. Okay? See you then. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. I meant to say that at the beginning. Today is, or actually I'm filming this during the night. Tomorrow, the 14th, is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day. Miss Reich has a Valentine treat from the both of us, but she'll be giving it to you either in second period or in fourth period, depending on which time you go to Miss Reich. But either way, have a nice Valentine's Day, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye for now.